In this video I'll be reviewing the Voigtlander Nokton 35mm f1.2 version 3. Is this now the best 35mm portrait lens for the Leica M system? And I'll also discuss my observations between the 35 1.2 version 2 and the 35 1.2 version 3 and cover other 35mm lenses available from Voigtlander. Hi guys, Matt here from MrLeica.com. So if you're new to the channel, I've already done a video on the 35 1.2 a couple of years ago, and so this is now looking at the version 3. I'll be covering lens spec for version 1, version 2, version 3, lots of model portraits with some behind the scenes action thrown in too, and some real world testing. Stay with me until the end of the video and I'll include my verdict of whether or not you should buy this lens, the prices and anything else you may want to consider. Now if you saw my video on the new Voigtlander Nokton 50mm f1.0, if you looked in the background you may have spotted the 35 1.2. The size of the 35 1.2 is very similar to the 50 1.2, with the 50mm being 49mm long and the 35 1.2 version 3 being 50mm 0.5mm long. The two lenses look so similar that I accidentally shot this with the 35 1.2 thinking it was the 50 1.2, hence all the dead space around the model. This is the usual all metal and glass high quality build from Voigtlander, and you can see it's like an M mount rangefinder coupled from 0.7 meters to infinity. It has a minimum focus distance of 0.5 meters and a maximum aperture of f1 going to f22 with half-stop aperture clicks. It has a focus throw of around 130 degrees and an optical formula of 9 elements in 7 groups and 12 straight aperture blades. For fellow Leica M shooters, the 35 1.2 version 3 is well balanced with no focus shift and only minor viewfinder blockage. If we compare the three versions of this lens, Camera Quest has got a really good photo showing all three lenses side by side. I've only got personal experience with version 2 and version 3 as I own version 2 of this lens, and you can see here the size difference between version 2 and version 3. Version 2 weighs in at 471 grams compared to 332 grams for version 3. That's 16.6 ounces versus 11.7 ounces. Both lenses have a close focus distance of 0.5 meters compared to 0.7 meters of version 1, and both lenses have a 52mm filter thread. See my Leica M playlist link below to see the full video for the 1.2 version 2. And while we're on the topic of size, how does the 1.2 compare to other 35mm Voigtlander lenses? So first, here is the 35 1.2 version 3 against the Voigtlander Nokton Classic 1.4, roughly half the size. See that video again if you're interested. Next, against the Ultron 35 f2, again half the size. This lens is amazing. If you've not seen this video, definitely watch this video. It's one of my most recommended 35mm lenses for Leica M mount. And next, it's not Voigtlander, but I also need to do a review of the 7 Artisans 35 f1.4. You can see the 7 Artisans is bigger than the 1.2, but it also has a built-in lens hood. This lens does have a different character to the Voigtlander, so feel free to hit subscribe so not to miss that video. And then other 35mm lenses I didn't have to hand are the 35 1.7 and the 35 f2 Apo. Both amazing lenses and similar in size to the version 3 1.2. And just for completeness, Voigtlander also make the 40mm 1.2, however the 35 1.2 is said to be better in the corners. Now in terms of being able to test this lens, I must say a massive thanks to Flaghead Photographic who sent me the lens to test, and that allowed me to take it on 2 of my Polar model photo shoot trips. In terms of the look of this lens, I'll talk over the photos, but they may not relate directly to what I'm talking about in terms of the particular characteristics. So this lens is a spherical lens, so it does have a very modern rendering. Some might say clinical, perhaps something similar to the Leica Sunlux 50 1.4. If you prefer something less modern, I'd definitely look at something like the Voigtlander Nokton Classic 1.4 that's got a kind of more nervous bokeh. In terms of bokeh, of the Voigtlander 35mm lenses, the 1.2 is the best in my opinion, with the best kind of subject background separation being a 1.2 lens. In terms of sharpness, this lens is sharp. It is sharp enough in the center to be used wide open at f1.2, and from f2 the sharpness is very good, and by 5.6 it is at its best. After using the version 2 of this lens, I think the lens is very slightly sharper at 1.2 compared to the version 2. As I tend to shoot mainly portraits, I didn't really notice the corner sharpness of this lens. Corner sharpness does improve as you stop the lens down. This fast lens does have heavy vignetting wide open at f1.2, but once you stop it down to around f2, the vignetting is mostly gone all the way through to f8. The 1.2 is a very contrasty lens, and I think that helps give the modern rendering. I was using it against another 35mm lens, and it's very easy to tell which photos were shot with the 35 1.2. Talking of sharpness, is it as clinical as the 1.7? I would say no. wide open in the center, the 35 1.7 for me was actually too sharp for my female portraits. However, I found the 1.2 to be sharp, but not unflatteringly sharp for female skin. If you like Sunstars, this is a Sunstar machine. From my notes, this lens gives Sunstars from 1.4 onwards, which is just bonkers. If you like Sunstars, the 35 1.7 also has really good Sunstars. So the moment of truth, can I recommend the 35 1.2? Absolutely. For me, I would recommend a 35 1.2 for anybody wanting a low light lens that is also flashing for portraits and has nice bokeh. If you want something even sharper wide open, I'll perhaps get the 35 1.7 for, say, nightscapes and kind of architecture, because I think it's slightly sharp in the corners at wide apertures. And then, as mentioned, if you want something more classic, definitely look at the 35 1.4. If you want the perfect walk around lens, I'd probably still get the 35 f2 Ultron, just because it's half the size of the 1.2. So you do really need probably two 35mm lenses in an ideal situation. One small lens for walkabout and one fast lens for portraits and low light work. If you follow me on social media, you know that I normally shoot with a 50mm lens. However, I try to carry a 35mm for these overhead type shots or for full body shots in confined spaces. In terms of prices, the lens costs £1,099 in the UK. Head over to Robert White and you can get a 5% discount, or £949 if you look on Amazon.com or B&H. Again, links below. If you're looking to buy this lens used, you can probably pick one up for around $700, maybe £800. And then for you Sony and Fuji shooters, there is also a Sony E-mount version of this lens and a new Fuji X-mount version. The Fuji X-mount is around half the size and weighs in at only 196 grams. And then the $1 million question, will I be replacing my version 2 with the version 3? Yes, if money was no object, but because I bought the version 2 new, I don't really want to lose the money to get a similar lens that's just smaller in size. And with that said, I will leave you with a few more portraits. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button and feel free to subscribe if you like these types of images and review videos. As always, a massive thanks to my patrons and see you in the next one. Bye.